What if I told you that one of Ford's greatest engines, an engine so powerful, so iconic, and so deeply loved by enthusiasts, wasn't killed by flaws, failures, or bad engineering, but by a perfect storm of politics, panic, and a world that changed faster than Detroit could react? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the real story behind Ford's legendary 385 series big block V8, the engine that roared its way into American history and then mysteriously vanished. Strap in. The truth may surprise you. In the world of American muscle, some engines earn a reputation so big that their name alone brings a smile to every gearhead within earshot. Ford's 385 series big block is one of those engines. Built for power, engineered for versatility, and designed during an era when bigger is better was practically a religion. The 385 series became an American icon long before anyone realized its time on Earth would be brutally short. But to truly understand why this powerhouse disappeared, and why its legend continues to grow, you have to go back to where it all began. Deep in the late 1960s, when horsepower ruled America and the automotive world was at war. Close your eyes and picture America in 1968. Gas was cheap, highways were long, big engines were king, and Ford, one of the most powerful automakers on the planet, had a problem. Their big block engines, the FE and MEL series, had served them well through the 50s and 60s. They powered Thunderbirds, Galaxies, Mustangs, trucks, and even race cars. But the competition wasn't slowing down for anyone. Chevrolet had its fearsome 396, 427, and 454 big blocks. Chrysler had the Hemi, which was practically a weapon, and the monstrous 440. Ford needed something new, something stronger, something modern. And so, in the midst of the horsepower wars, the Ford engineering team set out to create a new big block engine family that would become one of the most versatile and durable V8 platforms they'd ever build. Its development name? Lima. Its official name? The Ford 385 series big block. Its purpose? Everything. Muscle cars, luxury cruisers, heavy trucks, police vehicles, race engines, workhorses. The Lima plant in Ohio would pump out these engines for nearly 3 decades, from 1968 to 1997. And when the first 385 engines rolled off the assembly line in 1968, they were ready for battle. The new engine family launched with 2 displacements, 429 cubic inches, 7.0 liters, and 460 cubic inches, 7.5 liters. Immediately, they stood apart. The 385 series featured a thin-wall cast iron block, overhead valves, canted valve heads in performance versions, deep breathing ports, huge torque numbers, and enough low-end power to yank a tree stump out of the ground. This wasn't just an engine. This was a statement. And Ford wasted no time putting it into their most impressive machines. Before we talk about why the 385 series died, we need to celebrate what it helped create. Because some of the most unforgettable Ford vehicles of all time owe their existence to this big block family. The Boss 429 Mustang, the wildest Mustang ever built. If the Mustang lineup were a rock band, the Boss 429 would be the crazy lead guitarist. Built in 1969 and 1970, the Boss 429 wasn't designed to win drag races. It was designed to win NASCAR. But NASCAR rules required Ford to build at least 500 street versions of its race engine. So Ford stuffed a NASCAR-spec V8 into a Mustang. It barely fit. The car had to be re-engineered. And the result became one of the rarest Mustangs ever, around 1,350 units. The Boss 429 engine had aluminum semi-Hemi heads, forged pistons, huge ports, a big Holly carb, and race-ready internals. Ford underrated it at 375 horsepower, but everyone knew the real number was much higher. A monster then, a legend now. Next comes the Torino King Cobra, Ford's secret NASCAR weapon. In 1970, Dodge and Plymouth were dominating with the Daytona and Superbird. Ford answered with the King Cobra. A wind-cheating nose, hidden headlights, and a 429 Super Cobra jet under the hood. Only about 3 prototypes were built before rule changes killed the project. Today, they're priceless automotive unicorns. The Thunderbird of the early 70s used the 429 and 460 to haul around its 5,000-pound luxury body. The Galaxy and LTD used the 385 series for police packages and family transport across America. The Lincoln Continental, peak American luxury, used the 460 to deliver smooth, effortless torque. And then there were the trucks. From the 1970s to the late 1990s, Ford's 429 and 460 powered F-Series HD trucks, vans, medium-duty rigs, and commercial vehicles. Hard to kill, easy to repair, mountains of torque. So, if it was so good, why did Ford kill it? The truth is painful. It wasn't the engine. It was the world around it. The first hit came from emissions regulations in the early 70s. Automakers had to add catalytic converters, EGR, lower compression, leaner mixtures, and milder cam timing. Engines built for raw power were suddenly neutered. Horsepower dropped from 370 plus to around 180. Consumers noticed. Sales fell. Then came the second, fatal blow. The 1973 fuel crisis. Gas prices spiked. Lines formed at stations. Suddenly, giant engines were financial nightmares. The government introduced CAFE fuel economy laws. A 7.5-liter V8 damaged corporate averages. Ford couldn't keep building big blocks without dragging itself down. The 385 series disappeared from passenger cars by the mid-1970s, survived only in trucks through the 80s and 90s, and finally ended production in 1997. It didn't die because it was weak. It died because the world changed. But here's the twist. The legend never faded. Today, the 385 series is more loved than ever. At car shows, in hot rods, in restomods, you'll find a revived 429 or 460 somewhere. Enthusiasts adore it because it's durable, mod-friendly, and capable of huge displacement. Builders stroke it to 500-plus cubic inches, add aluminum heads, fuel injection, blowers, turbos, you name it. A built 460 today can make 600, 800, even 1,000 horsepower. Ford didn't realize it in the 90s, but the 385 series wasn't outdated. It was ahead of its time. Its death was political, environmental, economic, not mechanical. In its prime, the 385 series did everything Ford asked of it. Win races, tow heavy loads, power luxury cars, cruise highways, and give us icons like the Boss 429. Timing, not engineering, ended it. And because of that, it remains Ford's last great pushrod big block. A thunderous piece of American history. A symbol of an era that's gone forever. If you love this deep dive into Ford's legendary 385 series big block, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next automotive story. Now tell me, what's your favorite 385 powered Ford? Have you driven one? Dream of owning one? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. Thanks for watching, and remember, some legends don't die. They just wait for someone to turn the key.